Hi there, I'm Deepa Verma. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, I want to share my experience of practice spontaneously. Whenever I speak spontaneously, I often get stuck because I push myself to speak without choosing a topic. Sometimes I feel like I don't know anything, and I don't know why that happened. Even though I have been practicing English for a year, I still face difficulties when it comes to speak spontaneously. Sometimes I feel like I don't know how to express my thoughts in my own word. I want to speak effortlessly, but I don't know how to say. I try to express what I see in my around, but sometimes I feel like I struggle to form sentence in my own word. I don't know why. I always asking question to myself that why that happened with me. Even I practice a lot, such as listen to speeches, podcasts, watching interviews. I've been practicing many ways. I still struggle to speak effortlessly. Actually, my problem isn't that I don't have any idea. My problem is that I push myself harder to speak randomly. I know how to express my thoughts in my own word, but sometimes I struggle to form sentence in my own word because what I see in my around, I try to express them immediately. I don't take too much time to explain them. Yes, that's how I practice speaking because I don't want to practice always with topics. Sometimes I try to speak with randomly that just like we are speaking in our native language, without thinking, just like saying the same way I try to speak in English, but I couldn't say. At that moment I feel like I don't know anything, and when I have a topic to talk about, I can speak much better. I have a lot of idea to express my thoughts in my own word. At that moment I feel proud of myself because I can speak naturally and effortlessly. I don't struggle as much to form my sentence, but I can speak much better when I have a topic. But however, I don't want to depend on a topic because I want to make a habit to speak spontaneously, randomly. I don't want to stick with the topic because when I practice speaking in the beginning, at that time it's completely normal to practice the topic. But when you are able to express your thoughts in your own word, at that moment I think you should try to speak randomly. That way I try, but sometimes I get stuck and sometimes I can go smoothly. But I believe in myself that I can do it. Yes, because if I'm dependent on topic, I always need a topic. Whenever I'm going to talk about with real people, I always worried about that how I practice. I mean, how I speaking with people. Yes, because I have already made a habit to speak with topic. So when it comes to speak with real people, I always, not always, but I feel like I need a topic to practice speaking. Yes, I feel that way because habit is very bad thing. Sometimes it's good when when you are doing something good. At that moment you can say yes, habit is very good. But when you make a very bad habit, it becomes difficult to get rid of this. Yes. So that was the reason I don't want to make a habit to speak only by topic. I want to be able to speak spontaneously, randomly, and without thinking too much about grammar or mistakes. I want to speak naturally, even if I make fewer mistakes, that's completely okay. I want to be honest with my practice. I don't want to practice only with topic, script, or take help from others. I want to do it I want to do it on my own because I want to learn how to express myself independently. I don't want to stick with topic and always depend on topic because I don't want to depend on any other thing. I don't want to make a habit to take help such as script or take help from others. If I make a habit to take help every time, I'm always dependent on. So I don't want to do that. Why not I speak something wrong? But that's completely okay. I am always trying to speak spontaneously because I have already done a lot of things to improve my speaking skills. Now I'm able to express my thoughts in my own word, but I struggle to speak spontaneously. Whenever I try to express something in my own word, I get stuck, which is I don't want to do that. So that was the reason I forced myself to speak randomly because I want to make a habit to speak naturally, just like I speak in my native language. The same way I want to speak English. I don't want to struggle to speak. I want to speak naturally. That was the reason I always try to speak randomly. You know what I see in my around, I try to express them. Such as I'm doing household work, walking on the street, I try to express them, every little thing. That's how I practice spontaneously, because this way practice helped me to build my confidence. And also I believe that I'm able to speak English, because sometimes I doubt myself that I'm not good enough to speak when I make mistake. But I always recall myself that mistakes are normal, but somehow I feel very bad. But it's okay, this is also a part of my learning, so I always tell myself okay. And that way practice is really helpful to improve my fluency and get confident to speak naturally correct. Yes, sometimes I make mistake, but I always make a small mistake. Sometimes I make a small mistake like I'm missing s or ing, but I can fix them through practicing. But I'm very happy to practice with it spontaneously, because it's really work to improve my English, and I'm very happy. And guys, if you still practice with topic or take help from others, you try not to take help, because if you make a habit to take help, it's very difficult to get rid of this habit. So you try to speak spontaneously and try to speak in your own word, no matter how many mistakes you make, but try, at least you practice spontaneously, because it's really working. And this habit make you to speak naturally correct. If you want to speak naturally and fluently, you must try to speak spontaneously. You force yourself to speak randomly and don't use script or memorizing word or sentence. You speak in your own word. And trust me, sometimes you can speak naturally correct without realizing. Because I feel this feeling. Yeah, sometimes I speak correct without realizing. And that moment I feel proud of myself. Please try this. I request you, because it really help it. If you want to improve your speaking skills and speak naturally, you must try to speak spontaneously and see the result by yourself. So, because I have already seen my result and improve a lot, so I always try to speak spontaneously and randomly. So you must try, and this is really helpful. I can improve a lot, and I also want you to improve also. So that's it. And if you like my videos, so please don't forget like, comment, share, and subscribe my channel. And I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.